My fiancé dumped me a week before the wedding, so I turned the reception into a charity event. His name was Evan. We met at a friend's birthday dinner, fell in love fast, and 2 years later he proposed under the same fairy lights where we first met. It felt like a storybook ending. We'd been planning our wedding for a year. I handmade centerpieces, found the perfect dress, and my parents spent their savings helping me book the venue. Everything was ready. Invitations, photographer, the works. It was supposed to be our day, then he ruined it. It was a Sunday evening. He called me, voice shaking, and said, "I love you, but I'm not ready for marriage. I need time to figure myself out." Sound familiar? That's apparently the universal script for cowards. At first I thought it was cold feet. But no, he packed his stuff the next day. No explanation, no conversation, just silence. And there I was, a fully paid reception, 120 RSVPs, and a heart that couldn't even beat straight. I spent 3 days sobbing, then 3 more trying to cancel vendors. Until I realized the reception hall was non-refundable. I either showed up or let thousands of dollars go to waste. While crying to my best friend on FaceTime, she joked, "You should still have the party. You earned it." And that's when something clicked. What if I did? Not a pity party, a purpose party. I called the venue manager and said, "Don't cancel anything. I'm changing the guest list." Instead of friends and family, I invited local women's shelters, single mothers groups, and a children's hospice charity my grandma used to volunteer with. I told them, "There's a fully catered dinner next Saturday. Bring everyone. No dress code. Just come eat." The day that was supposed to break me turned into one of the most beautiful days of my life. The wedding planner helped me repurpose everything. The flower arrangements went to each table of guests. The cake became dessert for dozens of families. The DJ played music for kids who hadn't danced in months. The photographer stayed, free of charge, and took pictures of everyone. I wore my wedding dress anyway, not because I was still the bride, but because I decided to marry my new life. When I walked into that hall, there were no tears, just laughter, food, and music. For once, the love in the room didn't depend on one person showing up. Halfway through the evening, the venue door opened. And guess who walked in? Evan. Apparently he'd heard through friends what I'd done. He stood there watching, seeing me smiling in the same dress he thought would be ruined by his absence. I walked up to him and said calmly, "You were right. I wasn't ready to marry you either, because I didn't realize how much more I deserved." He just nodded, looked around at all the people laughing, and left without saying another word. By the end of the night, the DJ turned down the music and I gave a little speech. I said, "This day was supposed to be about love, and it still is. Just a different kind." We raised over $8,000 in donations that night. The local news covered it, and the story went viral as the wedding that became a charity. But the best part wasn't the attention. It was the quiet moment afterward, when a little girl from the hospice hugged me and said, "This was the best party I've ever been to." That's when I realized, you don't need a groom to have a happy ending. You just need grace. It's been 2 years now. I run a small nonprofit that helps brides donate unused wedding items to charities. It's called The Second Dance. Evan reached out once, to apologize, to catch up. I told him kindly, "You gave me the worst week of my life, and the best reason to start over." And that